Assist of the Week is sponsored by Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
Throughout the hockey season, we will be highlighting Kraken players, coaches, and community members with the Assist of the Week. It can be in the game or in the community. This week's assist goes to the inaugural Seattle Kraken 5K. Green Lake Park was overtaken by Kraken fans. All proceeds are going to the Kraken Hockey Fights Cancer Fund. Kraken General Manager Ron Francis has had a busy offseason, from hiring a new head coach to extending contracts of players to signing new players. And now we're just days away from the season opener. We sat down with Ron to discuss his expectations for the team.
It's tough in the preseason because you don't really have your full lineup going, right? So it's a little bit more, you're trying to get a look at the guys for your NHL team and what that's going to look like. You're trying to get a look at what depth players you're going to want to call up when they get to CV. And then you're also looking at your junior kids and how they're progressing. So a lot of things happening in training camp, but we're not getting down to our numbers now. So it gets more exciting as we get closer to opening day. And we believe we've got a good team. We're excited to get them on the ice and start showing that.
How important was it to get guys like Matty Beniers under contract and shore up some of these guys?
Yeah, no, I mean, we re-signed Tolvanen this summer, got Matty done and Larson extended. So, three big pieces to our team. So really excited for Matty. He's a good young player. I think last year, obviously not having the contract has played on his mind a little bit. Hopefully that in his back pocket now would be more relaxed and go out there and do the things he's capable of doing.
Has anybody jumped out at you here in preseason?
I think the one guy that's really made a step is Shane Wright. You look at kind of the progression for him. He just seems like a different kid this year. He's come in much more confident, much more at ease with everything in the process, and he's had a strong camp. So that's been real positive for us. We just talked about Matty, but this is a kid last year played at 171. He showed up at camp this year 184. He was actually training and putting on muscle, so he looks real good and stronger. And now our job is to make sure as we progress through the season, we can keep that weight on him and sort of set the new foundation moving forward.
One last question. We have Dan Bylsma, a whole new coaching staff. Does it take a while for the players and coaches to get on the same page?
Obviously Dan has his own tweaks to the system. We're not going to play the exact same way that Hack played, so there's different changes that we're trying to do and learn. That takes a little bit of time with the players. I think he has familiarity with Jess because they work together in CV. He's had some familiarity with Bob Woods because he worked with him in the past in Buffalo. So I think that helps him on the staff. And then having Dave Lowry and Steve Briere returning from our staff, they understand our players and they can help them with that as well. So I think the process has gone relatively smooth to this point. But yeah, there are going to be changes. There are going to be some sort of tweaks and kinks that we have to go through. But hopefully those are all ironed out once we get rolling here next week.
All right, we're looking forward to it.
Thank you, Paul.
Berkeley Catton heard his name called 8th overall in this year's NHL draft. Now he's back on the east side playing for the Spokane Chiefs. We talked to Berkeley about some of the lessons he learned in his short time with the NHL to take back to the WHL.
The Seattle Kraken are proud to select from the Spokane Chiefs, Berkeley Catton.
8th overall pick Berkeley Catton is the newest cat on campus for the Seattle Kraken, and he just wrapped up his first camp with the big boys.
It's the NHL, and it's pretty surreal saying that, and this has been my dream my whole life, so to kind of be here now, it's pretty cool.
His dream was realized at rookie camp, and through 1 week of NHL training camp, he leaned on players like Shane Wright, who've been to 1 or 3 of these before, for some guidance.
He knows how to play, just trying to help him, give him some tips and help him out any way I can, and try to make it a little more comfortable, easier for him here, and make that kind of transition to this level easier for him.
Wright said his natural gift stood out immediately.
He's just talented. He's smart. He's fast. Really good with the puck, and obviously just short, small sample size out there today, but it'd be nice to play with him in the future for sure.
The future will have to wait a little longer, something former first-rounder Wright is familiar with. Catton was sent back down to play another season with his junior team in Spokane, but said the learning experience was invaluable.
Day by day, hour by hour, I seem to learn something new and just add that to my kind of toolbox, I guess, of things. And, going back to junior, that's a lot of things that I can take back even to my teammates there and pass that on as a leader there. And it's a really cool experience. I came in a couple days early and to be around the NHL guys, it's so cool just watching how they go through their everyday stuff like Jordan Everly, a guy who I just grew up admiring so much, and then to kind of just see him in the gym and stuff, it's pretty cool.
And Catton said his individual leadership took a leap at his first NHL camp.
They will know where I came from, and when I bring stuff back and say, hey, this is what so-and-so does in the NHL, they're going to really listen to that, and as would I if a guy came back from an NHL camp too. So I think there's going to be lots of respect from that kind of aspect, but it'll be cool, and I think that'll just help my team grow when I go back.
Catton signed a 3-year entry-level deal that will not kick in until he plays more than 8 games at the NHL level. From the Iceplex, I'm Chris Egan, King 5 Sports.
A new season at Climate Pledge Arena means new food options for fans. Up next, a sneak peek at the grub you can grab while at a Kraken game this season.